Hello everybody, today is March 22nd, 2014, and this is Wargame Talk, the semi-frequent podcast for Wargame news and community. Topic of the day: is this the last of the Wargame series? Is this the end? Is it a trilogy? And the answer is maybe. So Eugen Systems announced their next project, and it's called Act of Aggression. It's a sequel to a 10-year-old game, Act of War, or something along those lines, and it's going to be kind of an RTS like Command & Conquer Generals, except a little more modern. And that's set to be released in a year to a year and a half. Now, they're a small studio. They can only make 1 or 2 games tops at a time. And the more games they make, the less efficient they are. So there is no Wargame slated for next year, which means it'll be the first year in 3 years which we have not had a brand new Wargame. And whether or not we'll be seeing support in the way of expansions or anything like that for this Wargame, Red Dragon, will all depend on how well sales go and if demand is there, which is really hard to gauge. I mean, for example, Age of Empires 2 HD sold a ton of copies, but they didn't sell a lot of their new expansion. Not a ton, at least. So we'll have to see how that goes. Now, the reason why this could be the last Wargame is because, let's say, Act of Aggression becomes a popular title. They sell, 1 million copies in a month, and it becomes this huge smash hit. Well, if that happens, then they're more likely to work with that game and develop a follow-up expansion or a brand new game or something with that franchise, which means that Wargame will be delayed again. So what they're exactly going to do with the series, nothing announced. Hypothetically, this could be the last Wargame, but it is definitely the last Wargame in a while. The first tournament of Wargame Red Dragon has been announced, and it will be a BTR Flash Tournament. So for those people who are new to Wargame, and new to this channel specifically, the BTR Flash Tournament has been going on for, this will be the 4th tournament, I believe. And the idea behind this tournament is that it's very, very fast. It's all going to be done over the course of 1 day, which will be Saturday next week, which, looking at my calendar, is the 29th. In the description, you'll find the forum post with information on signing up. And you will be able to sign up there and compete. The format is random 2v2, which means that you will be paired off with a random person that also signs up, and you won't be knowing who your partner is until the day. However, there will be tons of TeamSpeak servers made available to players. If you're interested in joining a casual tournament and meeting some people in the community, definitely check this one out. With Red Dragon coming out very soon, this channel will be switching over from Wargame AirLand Battle to Wargame Red Dragon like we did last time with European Escalation to AirLand Battle. And I know it's going to be very unpopular with people who don't switch over immediately, but that's kind of how it has to go. So, looking back at the year, looking back at what was popular with you, what you wanted, I've decided to set up programming for the channel, and I'm going to be using basically what ended up being the most popular. What wasn't very popular was giant amounts of tournament games. Some people like watching a few of them, but unfortunately, underrated and underperforming teams weren't popular, and that was rather unfortunate. People only want to see the big games from the big teams, and unfortunately, with tournaments in Red Dragon, I'll only still be doing one match cast a week, and if that match is the best of the week, that's the one that I'm going with. I won't be doing, 60 tournament matches in a week again, because that was just a really bad idea. For people who did enjoy seeing them, I'm sorry, but in terms of results, in terms of the quality of the actual matches, which is low, it just wasn't worth the time. I will still be giving underrated players and teams a platform on the channel. So I'll be trying to focus on better matches to cast and less about more matches, if that makes any sense. So yes, we still will have our weekly cast. That will be happening once a week, every week, but I won't be hosting tournaments. I might co-cast with somebody on their channel for tournaments, which that will be available, but on this particular channel, it will be only one match per week. Another new idea that I had that seems quite popular is going to be deck building. And so what I will be doing is using the import-export feature that the game has. And I'll be taking other people's deck creations, showcasing them on the channel, and then playing a quick game with them. And just kind of, showing how they kind of play. And, if people want to use these decks, I'm going to make them more available. And I think this will do a lot more for the community than, what I was doing before. My third piece of Wargame Red Dragon content will be a either weekly or bi-weekly strategy tutorial type talk. Everybody wanted those for AirLand Battle, but I got so wrapped up in these tournaments and became very, very burnt out on recording that I never had the time to actually do these. So I will be doing a lot more of those for Red Dragon, and I might even be able to tie them in with deck building stuff. But yes, I will be doing them en masse. There were a lot of topics I just never got around to in AirLand Battle that I wanted to do, and the first few, I'll say right off the bat, for Red Dragon will be naval battles, number 1. Number 2 will be recon, which is a huge topic. Number 3 will be air superiority, and then the other half that would be bombers and your rocket planes and your napalm bombers and HE bombers and whatnot. Because those are topics that, other than naval, which obviously isn't in AirLand Battle, but other than the naval, I didn't get to cover those topics, and I really didn't want to. But I will be trying to keep up a weekly or at least bi-weekly of tactics and strategies, as we will be entering Season 2 of that. We'll be returning, as was teased, during the week. Mod Game will be returning. I really, really want to help support and push out mods and mod developers. They do a fantastic job. People do play the mods. There are always games getting posted from 1984 and Hobmod and whatnot. So I definitely like to showcase the mods, play with them. And I will be doing that with Nova Wing 24. And that's going to be my content for, Red Dragon. Now, how the scheduling for these things works out, I'm not entirely sure. I will 110% guarantee you that casted matches will always happen on Friday. That is not going to change. But if Mod Game is going to be, weekly or bi-weekly, depends on mod developers, what they're putting out. Whether strategy and tactics is going to be weekly or bi-weekly is going to depend on how much spare time I have to make these. And the deck building one, I can guarantee you, will be every single week. But what day, I don't know. It could be any day. So yeah, that's where TMC, the Troublemaker channel, will be going into Red Dragon, and hopefully you will all be there to join me with that. Well guys, that's all the time we have for this week, and that's also all the news from the community. Not much happening right now, obviously. But I'd like to end off this week with one question. Is it time for Wargame to take a break? 3 straight years of Wargame. Or, to put it another way, is it time for an Act of War sequel? See you guys next time.